It's 5:01 p.m. and I'm going to convene the organizational meeting of the board. Roll call, please.
Trustee Aragon,
Present.
Trustee Kwong,
Present.
Trustee Silver,
Here.
Trustee Chin Lau, Trustee Chin Lau,
Here.
Trustee Gibson,
Here.
Trustee Liu,
Here.
Trustee Wong,
Here. Student.
Student Trustee Derek Shani.
Here.
Thank you. I'm going to now convene our annual organization meeting and begin with the election of board officers. Our first office to conduct our internal election will be the office of board president. Do I have any nominations for board president?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Steve Gibson for board president.
Thank you, Trustee Aragon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Chen Lau. Go to a vote.
For board president?
Board president. It was nominated for Dr. Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard the,
It's okay. It's okay.
sorry.
Student trustee?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Congratulations, Dr. Gibson.
We're nominating Christine.
Thank you, everyone. Let's continue nominations for board officers. We'll go to board vice president.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Ryan Liu.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We'll now vote. Student trustee.
Aye.
All other vote.
All aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll now move to clerk, to position of clerk. Do we have a nomination for clerk?
I have a nomination. I nominate Trustee Aragon for board clerk.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, first and seconded. We'll now vote. Student trustee.
Aye.
Everybody else indicate whether you're voting aye.
Aye.
Favor? Thank you. We have a unanimous. Thank you. That concludes our votes. Let's switch one seat if...
Are we doing it right now or doing it after we finish the organizational meeting?
Okay, well, we can do it then. Let's do a certification of signatures. Audrey, we can sign them now and then perhaps do a photograph after that.
You want to do it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we always get delayed.
Can do it now and then we can do a group
Because we have to
photo.
vote on it anyway.
When do we do our thank you
Introductions,
ceremony?
recognitions. Intro and recognitions.
That's when we do it? Okay.
Please sign.
And then, do we need a motion and approval of the certification of signatures? Assuming we do, so I'm going to just move to, as we're doing the signatures, to move to approve the certification of signatures.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee. Oh, natural habit.
Let's vote on it. Student trustee.
Aye.
Everyone else all in favor? Aye.
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 That passes. We'll proceed with the signatures, and then we'll do a group photo.
I can do this. These are yours. Throw this away.
Here, right? Here. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Very fair. There's a comment for closed session.
It's the same exact thing, just attorney.
Okay, let's do a photo now. Yes?
So I said,
That you can take.
Tori thing.
You want to do an intro recognition? Just so-
Certify the signatures yet? I'm sorry.
Yes, it was moved by myself and seconded by Trustee Chen Lao. Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll now move to setting the day and time of regular meetings for the board for 2026.
I have a question on graduations. When is graduation going to be for 2026 in June?
Do we know yet?
Yeah.
Good catch.
It's going to be June 12th.
Okay, so we have graduation on June 12th, and we have our regular business meeting on June 10th. I'm curious to know for staff, I know that we've come across this a couple times last 2 years on how intense graduation week is and preparing for a regular board meeting for June. I have no solution to this, but I thought that I will bring it up to see what my colleagues' thoughts are for that, for a meeting in June.
Dr. Gomez, what is your preference?
I think that's sort of how it worked this time. And what we concluded was that it would be tougher to do it the week after than the week of. It's a busy time either way. The week before that would also be difficult too, because it's the end of the semester and finals and all of that. So we kind of came to the, it was sort of the best of the three possibilities for us.
Right,
You mean for the staff?
right. What items are generally on the June meeting that must be approved?
Regular business?
Right. The budget in
The
June?
initial budget presentation.
Okay. All right, thank you. I tried, staff.
Any other questions? Yeah, Ryan.
It doesn't have to be decided at this meeting, but if my colleagues might be amenable to the April 8th meeting, because I'll be out of town for work that week, if the third Wednesday of the month, April 15th, might work, I can bring that up at a later meeting after my colleagues have an opportunity to check their calendar. But if that date doesn't work for my colleagues, then we can keep it April 8th. I just wanted
Isn't
to-
that during spring break?
Spring break.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry.
Student trustee?
Yeah, so my question was for the February meeting. It's on the 11th, but then the ACCT National Legislative Summit is from the 9th to the 12th. So are we coming back from that, or not all of us are going?
Yeah, I think the hope is that those who go could come a little back or a little early, but what are other people's feelings
Yeah,
about
we,
that?
we did that this year. We got our meetings in the day before, and we all got back on time. So I think it worked out. Because the last 2 days of the conference is just Hill meetings, I believe.
I'm coming back Tuesday, so I'll be home for the Wednesday meeting.
Thank you, trustee. Any other questions?
Trustee Gibson, I'd like to approve the calendar of meetings for the next year.
Is there a second?
Motion to approve, sorry.
Okay, we have a second.
Second?
Let's have a vote. Student trustee?
Aye.
Everyone else indicate, or do you vote aye?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you. We'll now adjourn the annual organizational meeting. We'll begin the regular meeting of the board at 5:12. Roll call.
Trustee Aragon,
Present.
Trustee Kwong,
Present.
Trustee Silver,
Here.
Trustee Chin Lao,
Here.
Trustee Gibson,
Here.
Trustee Liu,
Here.
Trustee Wong,
Here.
Student Trustee Derek Shawnee.
Here.
Any public comments in closed session?
Yes, we have 2 public comments on items D1 and D2. The first public comment is from 42. The public comment sheet says 42. And as a reminder, before the speaker starts speaking, individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes. To assist you in timing your remarks, the board uses a colored lighting system located on the board table. Greens means you're free to speak. Solid yellow means you have 1 minute. Flashing yellow means you have 30 seconds. And red means your time has expired.
So we're on C2, public comment, sir?
This is, yes, C2 public comments on closed session agenda items.
Regarding John Martin, this case, it's very awful that you as a college cannot provide a handout with at least a summary or a synopsis of this case. But my understanding that this case is all about state minimum wage stealing. The same type of stealing that Los Angeles and California has done to multiple thousands, if not millions, of illegal aliens in this state. And I find that offensive. And now we have a college board doing this to the part-time faculty that you need as a backbone. They're the skeleton that holds this college board together. Without them, you're no one. Without the finest teachers in the world, you are no one. But if you want to play this game with back pay and wage laws violations, you should look in the mirror and watch how many fingers point back at you. 1, 2, 3. So I really feel bad that this has to occur during the prior end of this year into the coming year. In addition to that, the Board of Governors of California Community Colleges, you have these pending lawsuits. The best way to save money is just pay them out. Have the judge decide what's going to be the fine or the penalty. Because I tell you, when I was up there in Los Angeles off of First and Broadway, David O'Carter, the judge who's ruling against Los Angeles and Los Angeles County Board, Hilda L. Solis, said, stop playing games. Stop playing games. Just like that, he pointed at them. I've never seen a federal judge do that from Orange County, but David O'Carter did that. And then regarding the other issue on discipline and dismissal, my understanding was that you had a fight in a restroom here between a black man and a white man over words. Now, words don't kill or harm people. It's the violence behind that. The violence to assault, the violence to attack, the violence to injure someone because you find their conduct of word offensive, venomous, and vulgar to your belief. Well, this is America. Get some thick skin and stop penalizing people for these gibberish BS on how to discipline any student or any faculty or adults. Grow up. Get some skin behind you. Now, if it's assault or deadly weapon, then bring in the authority. Thank you. Provide my information.
You can bring it over. I will say, Sarah, you submitted a public comment on item D2 as well. But it seems like you also addressed that. Would you still like to give a public comment? Got it. Thank you. That concludes public comment on
Thank-
closed session items.
Thank you. We will recess to closed session. Government Code 54956.9D1, conference with legal counsel. Government Code 54957, public employee discipline dismissal release. We'll reconvene afterwards.
Find out. Just. He's great.
Yeah, these don't stay off. Or just an option, like.
It's on. It's on.
You should be able.
This is somebody.
What, is it mine? I don't know.
Steve, you have to gavel harder, I think.
To build up his arm muscle, his gavel arm muscle.
We'll reconvene from closed session. Roll call.
Trustee Aragon,
Present.
Trustee Kwong,
Present?
Trustee Silver,
Here.
Trustee Chin Lau,
Here.
Trustee Gibson,
Here.
Trustee Liu,
Here.
Trustee Wong,
Here.
Student Trustee Derek Shani.
Present.
Report out from action in closed session. After discussion in closed session, the Board of Trustees of Pasadena Area Community College District voted to uphold the separation of employment for classified employee 008395542 effective December 10th, 2025, due to failure to meet probationary requirements. The vote was unanimous. Land acknowledgement. Alton, would you read the land acknowledgement?
Yes. Do we have it?
Sorry. Oops. It's in the agenda. Sorry.
Pasadena City College is a learning community within the indigenous homelands of the people who have been known as the Gabrielino Band of Mission Indians of the Shishikwanga Village and Quiche Nation. Tonight, we acknowledge the painful history of genocide and forced removal from this land on which we gather. We also honor the legacy of the African diaspora and recognize that the United States as we know it was built at the often fatal expense of forcefully enslaved Black people. We are indebted to their labor and the labor of many Black and brown bodies that continue to work in the shadows for our collective benefit. PCC and its faculty, staff, and students recognize that we are all simultaneously teachers, learners, and guests on these lands. This acknowledgement is a small part of an ongoing process of working to raise awareness about histories that are too often erased or forgotten, to recognize our place in this history, and to affirm our commitment to social justice, systemic change, and anti-racism.
Thank you. Trustee Liu, would you lead us in the pledge?
Yes. If you can, please rise and face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart and please follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now do approval and reordering of agenda items.
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Student trustee,
Aye.
all approving?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. We'll now do introductions and recognitions. I'd like to recognize our former president of the board. If you could come out in front.
Oh, yeah.
Are we all coming out? Are we all coming?
Yeah. On behalf of Pasadena City College, Trustee Wong, your leadership has guided our community the way a seasoned explorer navigates new horizons and breaks barriers. We're grateful for your leadership and the paths you've opened and the barriers you've helped us cross. Wishing you many exciting adventures ahead, both on the road and in life. With appreciation, we have two things. The first is a plaque recognizing your tenure as president. And then you'll understand what I said when you let him open the gift. And then we'll take photos as a group in a second. Ah.
It's a ship.
That's velveteen wrapping ribbon there.
It's reusable, too.
You might have wrapped this too strong. Oh, wow.
And there's something else in there, I believe? Yes. You don't,
With
well,
cork handles, super good.
yes.
Super fancy.
Yes. I think, yeah, it's good. Yeah, there'll be something in there. You don't have to, you can if you'd like, but yeah. But we know that you will continue to light paths for our students, for our faculty, for our staff, and our community, and we know how much you like hiking, so we thought we'd get you something for hiking. I've never seen you with the hiking sticks, though.
Pictures.
You do. That's right. That's right. So let's all come up and. That wasn't the case.
First, I just want to thank Dr. Gomez for your kind words and Board President Gibson for your recognition. And thank you to our community for tolerating my service as board chair over the last many months. It was really an honor and a privilege to lead our college, particularly over the last year. We've had many challenges and milestones, from our centennial to the Eaton Fire and our continual work to support our community. And it's been truly an honor to work with all of our shared governance groups, our students, and all of you here, my colleagues on the board over the last many months. So thank you for your faith in my leadership. And one of the things that I am particularly proud of now, and I'm gonna just pat myself on the back a little bit here, during my tenure as board president, I was the youngest community college board president in the state of California.
Oh,
and
Breaking barriers.
breaking barriers. And certainly also the first LGBTQ chair of our board here in PCC. So it's been an incredibly exciting, a challenging and learning period, and I'm looking forward to continuing the work. And I'm really excited for the leadership of Board President Gibson. I'm really looking forward to your leadership of our board. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your service. We'll do public comment on non-agenda items.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have several public comments on non-agenda items. First public comment from Paul Medina. Next public comment from the individual wearing the yellow cap, sitting in front.
I think it's orange, but yes.
Sexual harassment. Hopefully, I believe most of the PCC leadership knows my name already. So several questions. Start with President Ramirez. I believe that in the 2020, the celebration of George Floyd events in the summer, and then I believe that Black Lives Matter nationwide made an executive decision, which is no more meritocracy, no more standardized test, because standardized test is discrimination against black and brown. And then, but I just want to ask President Ramirez for an update. Why we are still taking a final test? Why we are still taking an exam? Because in the 2020, I thought the whole world came to an unanimous agreement. That means no more test, because we need to treat black people equally. But we are still taking tests. That means you are not making any progress. Now, second of all, let's ask our superintendent, President Andrew Jonas. By the way, I wish Andrew Jonas, I wish President Eva Liz, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. President Andrew Jonas, I want to ask you for a 2-year report. Since 2 years you were hired at PCC, one of your campaign, one of your debate is that you want to hire more black professor, you want to hire more black counselor, you want to hire more black staff, so the black students can feel supported, can feel like a family. So after 2.5 years in office, I would like to request a number. How many black counselor you have hired? How many black, whatever faculty member, professors you have hired? Because I don't see much improvement. I'm still seeing a lot of white, unfortunately. Now let's continue on with President Ramirez. Like, what is the, how much does the PCC education worth? Because right now I don't understand. I really want to know that because I just spoke with a UPS driver, the driver who has no high school diploma only barely get a GED after 6 years after the UPS strike. With a high school GED, he is earning $49 per hour. I would like to ask President Ramirez that how many of your college students who have a student loan after graduate from PCC and now can come back and tell you, President Ramirez, President Andrew Jonas, I'm having a $49 per hour job. I just really don't know that who can answer that question. Another Dr. Gina Lopez, Amir Walker, they started a Black Success Center. And I want to make sure that our superintendent expand that effort. What I mean by that is, right now we only have a Black Success Center. We don't have black bathroom. We don't have a black classroom. We don't have a black traveling lounge. We don't have a black dining hall. We don't have a black superintendent. I think that's exactly what Jim Crow wanted, everything black VIP treatment. So I hopefully our superintendent can continue this Black Success color ideology.
Next public comment from Ian James.
Hi there, I'm not Ian, but I'm going to go first. He's going after me. My name's Lisa Oweiler. I am a part-time faculty here in VAMS, Visual Arts and Media Studies. I'm up here representing a small group of us who have been affected by changes to the collective bargaining agreement. So I'm going to read a letter that's from us collectively. Excuse me. Should have gotten water. Dear members of the PCC Board of Trustees, we are writing on behalf of the VAMS part-time faculty to request your urgent assistance. Due to unintended consequences of the new CBA and the implementation of one-to-one lecture lab parity, many VAMS adjuncts are losing their second classes this spring and potentially again next year. Because VAMS lab courses are unusually long, the parity change pushed part-time faculty over the 67% load limit, which when teaching 2 classes. While parity is a positive advancement for full-time faculty, one we want, one we support, it results in part-time faculty losing more than half of our income. This is tens of thousands of dollars per faculty. Although schedule revisions are underway, we have been told they may not take effect until 2027 due to the curriculum and instruction timelines. We were informed this issue affects approximately 48 VAMS instructors, though we do not have official numbers. Our second classes were removed from the spring schedule without advance notice. We learned of these changes only on November 17th, despite earlier assurances that our loads would remain intact. It is now too late to secure alternative teaching opportunities elsewhere. A sudden and sustained loss of 50% of one's income creates deep financial instability, impacting housing, healthcare eligibility, the ability to pay for childcare, and access to public student service loan forgiveness, which depends on maintaining required teaching loads. To protect faculty during this transition, we respectfully request the board's support in the following specific actions. 1, immediate MOU to temporarily suspend lecture lab parity for VAMS primary. This is our primary request. We ask the board to authorize a memorandum of understanding that temporarily rolls back or suspends one-to-one lecture lab parity for VAMS until the new CNI-approved curriculum structures take effect. I realize I only have a few seconds left, but I'll have someone take over. This temporary suspension would restore the prior 75 lab calculation only for VAMs, solely during the transition period, allowing affected adjunct faculty to retain 2 classes without exceeding 67% load cap. This is the most direct and effective way to prevent immediate job loss and income collapse. I'm going to let my colleague take over, but just on a personal note, I'm losing 50% of my income after having been here 14 years teaching, and it's really, really hard. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment from Ian James.
Hello. Thank you, Board. I'm adjunct faculty in Visual Arts and Media Studies along with my colleague Lisa Weiler. We also have Nick Lowe here who teaches in Visual Arts and Media Studies with us. I've been with the department and with the college for 12 years. Ask number 2, Board approval of overload for affected Visual Arts and Media Studies faculty. If the temporary suspension cannot be enacted immediately, we request the Board's formal approval of temporary overload assignments for all impacted VAMS adjuncts during this transition period to maintain continuity of instruction and preserve faculty livelihoods. Option 3, short-term financial and job security protections. If neither solution above can be implemented in time, we request bridge pay or stipends to offset mandated reductions, temporary protection of healthcare eligibility, even if loads fall below required thresholds, assurance that reduced loads will not affect seniority or reemployment preference rights under Education Code 87482.3. Number 4 of our requests, transparency and access to information. We request the confirmed number of affected adjuncts. We request updated timelines for curriculum implementation. We request clear communication regarding mitigation steps being taken by the district. We understand that the harm was unintended and that permanent solutions are being developed. Our goal is simply to prevent avoidable financial devastation for dozens of long-serving adjuncts during this transition. With your support, especially through a temporary suspension of parity for VAMs or approval of overload, it is possible to prevent the job loss, stabilize course offerings for students, and uphold PCC's commitment to equity for all faculty. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, the affected Visual Arts and Media Studies faculty. I would also like to say that I have a child who is 4 years old, and we have to pay for childcare. Lisa, who is just here, has a 10-month-old. Our colleague Nick, who is just here, was forced out of his apartment and had to relocate at double the rental income. We found out this information very late to try to secure other classes at other colleges. It's Christmas time. To have our income cut in half, I particularly will be losing $20,000 in 2026 due to this. So we ask for your urgent assistance. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next public comment from Nick Lowe.
Thank you, Board. My name is Nick Lowe. I also, too, am a part-time faculty member in VAMS, Visual Arts and Media Studies. I've been with PCC for 7 years. And yeah, losing this class, this upcoming class, my income is going to be cut by 33%. As Ian just mentioned, I had a no-fault eviction from my apartment. I had to move into a new place at double the rent. So this is really going to affect me, as it is like everyone else. But aside from my own income being affected, I think there's something really beautiful about being able to teach 2 classes at PCC in the Visual Arts and Media Studies department. I teach drawing primarily, occasionally I teach painting, and one of the things I like about teaching 2 classes is I feel like it helps build a sense of community within the school. I get to see students, like when I'm going to one drawing class, I'll see students from my other class. I can kind of check in with them. I can ask them how they're doing. They're usually excited about their projects. They'll show me their work. And I just feel like it creates an overall better sense of community. Some of the other schools I teach at, I'm only there one class, and I go there and I teach, and then I go home. And so I feel like there is overall, it makes for a better sense of community. That was kind of off script, but that was the thing I was thinking about on the drive here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public comment from Angela Gonzalez Torres.
What is up, y'all? I have been meaning to come for a while now, but I would love to start by introducing myself. My name is Angela Gonzalez Torres. I'm a proud graduate of PCC and UCLA. I'm a Chicana anthropologist, and I'm currently running to represent Los Angeles in Congress. I'm here mostly because it's December, and it was a really hard year for us here at PCC. I'm here in the middle of finals week, which feels like a whole month for our students getting through this. And today's my last day of work on campus with the core program as an advocate for equity and justice for the year. I'll be back in January, but I just wanted to share why I'm proud to be a Lancer. And it's our culture of perseverance and the way our professors, I'm an art major as well, plant seeds that really can bloom into anything. Research on what excites us, community leadership, running for office, or simply discovering what's possible on our day-to-day lives. And I really want to ground us in this moment and advocate for our students because that is my favorite thing to do. So if you will, bear with me. But we really were on the front lines of so many fights this year. Some of our scholars lost everything in the fires. I saw it. Many of us jumped into action in neighborhood cleanups, and we even lent our campus to, community efforts as well. Some of our scholars then lost not only their home, but their children to gun violence. Still, they showed up. Again, I saw it. Some left their abusers amidst all of the chaos and bravely asked us all for help. Some of those scholars thought about dropping out because of recent ICE raids and our First Amendment rights feeling attacked and budget cuts, or simply because they just now can't afford to eat and pursue their studies. Some of our former foster youth and formerly incarcerated scholars that I am so proud to serve here on campus are currently living in their cars because housing is often the #1 obstacle to pursuing our education. I know you might all know this, but I'm here because I know what PCC can do for us. And this year was hard, and I want to acknowledge that. But I'm just very proud to be part of this campus and this movement and this moment with you all. And I would love to just say, I hope we can do everything possible to make next year easier, however we can, safer, and more supportive for every student. Again, I'm Angela Gonzalez Torres with the core program, speaking as an individual today and a candidate for Congress, because I want to do my part to make sure our community gets the representation and respect that we deserve. So thank you for doing your part and for listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you. The last public comment is the individual wearing the blue 42 shirt.
Brandenburg versus Ohio, 395 U.S. 444, 1969. Send the Jews back to Israel. Let's give them back to the dark garden. Save America, Palisades and Eaton Canyon. Let's go back to constitutional betterment. We intend to do our part. Give us our state rights. Freedom for the whites, for the Asians, for the black, for the minorities. Freedom. You will have to fight for every inch you get from now on. Now, this statement from Brandenburg versus Ohio makes reference to what is dirty in America. And I've concluded what dirty is in this old case here called John Martin versus the Board of Governors of California Community College, in which the college enriched themselves, but not the faculty. They enriched themselves by wage gouging and minimum wage laws that they defaulted to pay faculty. In today's discussion, I'm appalled by what I heard from these faculty, these educators, these talented people who spent their lives getting to this point in PCC to prove that they can do it. Now, the question here is whether or not is Pasadena City College going to pay back those wage laws? Are you going to provide these educators that stood here tonight to speak on behalf of other faculty and themselves to regain and sustain the stability to have an income that's affordable, an income that can allow them to buy a new home within their community in city of Pasadena and Eaton Canyon. But I find that hard to believe because I'm a believer in Donald J. Trump. And the reason is because Donald J. Trump told your governor, when are you going to stop the red tape and just have these people build their homes? I've heard hundreds of people from Palisades in Los Angeles cry about how the government doesn't want to provide them insurance, how the city does not want to allow them to get fast-track permits to build. So all the lies you hear in the news, all the fake news you listen to, you heard it tonight from 3 individual faculties that they need your support. They need your help. If not, why should they bother stay here when there's other opportunities in other colleges, in other cities, and other countries? To suffer in the golden state of California that Navin Newscomb fucked up? Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes public comment on non-agenda items.
Thank you. Let's approve the minutes from the last meeting. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Student trustee,
Aye.
all approve?
Aye.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. Do we have any board committees reporting out?
Over here. The Accreditation and Policy Committee met last week, and we went over 6 board policies and administrative procedures. They ranged from amending our board bylaws on the reasons for meeting in closed session to reflect a new change in the law last year, to add in hearing comments about cybersecurity threats, to the number of days a superintendent can appoint an acting superintendent before the board steps in, to making changes to a board bylaw on employee background checks that accurately reflect the district's current practices. So we will like to submit that to the board to approve once it's agendized.
Thank you, trustee. The report, yes,
Yeah.
trustee Silver.
Okay, yeah. The Budget and Audit Committee met on December 2nd. We were going to get an update on our annual audit, but because the college had a preliminary OMB circular and not the final, our college elected to hold off on giving the trustees that update until February. So it'll be February. We had a presentation on our OPEB investment, and just because there's so many initials in this sphere, OPEB is Other Post-Employment Benefits. And it's a trust. The funds are for health insurance for our retirees who meet specific criteria, and it is for them until they are 65. This trust is well funded, and our obligations are correctly met. We had an update on our Q1 budget. The committee is keeping an eye on spending categories to make sure we stay on budget and keep our outstanding credit rating. We also set our next meeting for February 3rd, at which time the committee will receive PCC's budget through the Q2. And that completes my report.
Thank you, trustee Silver. Any other committee reports?
I would like to make a comment from our Budget Committee. I'd like to thank Jessie Wang for doing a very excellent presentation at the Budget Committee on a presentation she did on OPED. I thought that was very clear, explanatory, and I think she did a very good job, so thank you.
Trustee Gibson, just a quick question. Because we now have reorganized our board, should we submit to you or Dr. Gomez our committee preferences for your appointment?
Please submit to me your preferences for committees to serve on in the new year.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the question. We'll move to combined consent calendar, students, instruction, economic workforce development, and business. We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I recommend we pull item G1 and I7 from the combined consent calendar because we've received public comments for those two agenda items.
G1 and I7. Right? Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve the balance of the consent calendar absent those two items.
Second?
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you. We'll vote. Student trustee.
Aye.
All approve?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Now we'll go to G1.
Yes. Item G1, we have a public comment from the individual wearing the yellow cap.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Professional Sexual Harassment. So start with G1. Well, I'm a selfish person that I want to talk about students' basic needs. But from what I just heard a couple minutes ago, I'm going to talk about the professor basic needs first because it really goes back to my general public comment. So going back to the President Ramirez, that it seems like right now the professors, though they are the master degree, they are the PhD in order to be a professor. And it seems like after getting their 100,000, 200,000 student loan, after getting all those fancy schools and the tens of 20 years of studying, they cannot support their family. They cannot support themselves. They cannot have enough money to put food on the table. So if those kind of master degree, PhD education cannot meet their basic needs, now, Dr. Ramirez, I'm asking you, how do you expect your students from an associate degree to support their family, to support their home, to support them individual? Because I can have 7 kids as well. I can have, I don't know, whatever, all the family obligation as well. If they earn, I don't know, $50, $60, I don't know. If I'm just only earning, let's just say $20 per hour after getting your associate degree, I mean, that's definitely something that it seems like you need a lot of work to do, that if you ask me. Now, let's going back to the student basic needs. Student basic needs that, referring to myself, to my own situation, I have a basic needs that I need to be black immediately. What I mean by that is that the only way for me to get protected is that for me to be black. Because when you have a fight with a black student, somehow I am always the one to blame. Second of all is when you have a problem, when the black student sees you in the locker room, and then the black student calls you a 3-inch shrimp, but somehow if I'm trying to insult back, somehow I am a racist, and he has every right to say so. And then another thing is that racial slurs. I want to ask our superintendent that why nobody talk about that black students using racial slurs on campus. I don't hear any comments from the superintendent. But somehow, if you are white, if you are Asian, if you are using a racial slurs, well, probably someone gonna kick me out very soon, as soon as possible. I want to ask our superintendent, Andrew Jonas, which part of the Constitution that give you the right to say so, and which part of the Constitution that specifically says that only black people are allowed to use racial slurs. Every other skin color are no longer allowed to use racial slurs. I would love to, for you, ask your county council, city attorney, whatever, show me some sort of a law because I need to educate myself.
Thank you. Your time has elapsed.
I need to remind all public commenters that if you address a particular item on the agenda, your talk has to relate to that item on the agenda.
And that concludes public comment on G1. We have one public comment on I7. The same individual who just spoke can return to the podium.
I also want to remind you as well, the G1 item is about basic needs. Every single word I talk about is basic needs. If you disagree about my basic needs, that I have a basic needs to be black, go ask your attorney. Go call your 911 police to take me out. Every single word, I'm staying on topic for the 100% of my time. Now, let's move on to I7. Where's my timer? I7. I7 is about EOPS. So I am here to advocate not on the student part of the EOPS. I'm here to talk about the faculty side of the EOPS. And what I mean by that is that right now, if you are a student, our superintendent, Andrew Jonas, allows you. You can have a criminal background. You can be a serial rapist. You can be a whatever, serial killer, robbery, looter, rioter. Somehow, some sort of a EOPS give you a special badge. That is your special badge of honor. And they give you special services because you are somehow formerly incarcerated. You are getting your VIP treatment from the EOPS. But our professor side, the professor are not getting that. Because right now, when you are trying to hire a professor, it seems like the professor is not getting a special support system, like, for example, like the EOPS, that is the equivalent of the student side. And I call that as inequality. I call that as racism. I call that as a discrimination. I believe I am here because since I made an agreement with our Dr. Gina Lopez and Armia Walker, we were here to support only one thing, Black Lives Matter. Nothing more, nothing less. Because I only heard about Black Lives Matter in 2020. In the year of 2025, 2026, nobody talk about it anymore. And I'm here to advocate, if you are giving a second chance, third chance, fourth 1 million chance to your EOPS students, then the faculty member, professor, they also deserve their second chance, third chance. What happens that if a professor has a history of raping others? What happens if a professor has a history of a looter, robbery, steal, or whatever? Why those kind of professors are not getting a second chance of their employment evaluation? But why only your student getting all of the fancy supporting system? And then in the EOPS, one of the bigger main point is that you are the first generation of students. Therefore, we're going to support you. But what happens if you are the first generation college professor? Why you are not supporting those first generation college professors the same way you are supporting your first generation EOPS students? So that is something I totally disagree. If you are accepting illegal immigrants as your students, why not accepting your illegal immigrants as your professor? If you accept your illegal immigrants as your students, why not accepting your illegal immigrants as your superintendent? Again, I call that discrimination. I call that racism. You can call me out of topic all day long. Go talk to your attorney. I will be back. You know me.
The time has elapsed. That concludes public comment with all the comment cards that were received at the start of this session.
Thank you. Do I have
We didn't receive a card for an additional.
I turned in 4 cards to that lady by 5 o'clock when I stepped in this building.
We can show you the cards that were received. There are no other ones that were received during the start of the meeting.
Trustee Gibson, I'd like to make a motion to approve the remaining 2 consent calendar items.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Silver. Student trustee. All in favor?
Hi. I just want to make a quick comment in regards to EOPS. As a former
No,
EOPS student,
You can't.
Can't
You can't.
I can't make a comment on an agenda item.
Not on the agenda item, but not in response to anything.
I'm not responding to the.
Okay.
I'm responding to the agenda item. I just want to congratulate, as a former EOPS student, I want to congratulate the staff and faculty. I know it's a small augmentation, but I know that sometimes the budget is tenuous, and I just want to congratulate the staff for doing all the great work they do with our students. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're voting on
Go
those?
to personnel items. Student trustee does not vote. Do we have a motion on
I
personnel?
move to approve items J2 and J3.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you.
Trustee Gibson, sorry, I should have said this during discussion. I just wanted to take a second to thank all the hardworking faculty, staff, managers, and folks that have served our college over the last many years for their service. I know that on the calendar today, there are a number of people that have, all of them have had tremendous impact on our institution, on our community, and on all of us, on our students. And I wanted to take a moment to thank them for their extensive contributions. And we know that our college would not be the same place if it wasn't for their work, their contributions, and their leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also like to echo that. I know I've had the opportunity to work with some of these individuals, and we are losing some institutional history and knowledge, but I congratulate you on your retirements, on moving on and all that good stuff. Retirement is great. Keep yourselves busy. There's a lot of work to do. But I, again, just want to congratulate our staff and faculty, and thank you for all your hard work here at PCC.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if it's okay, I would like to call for a 10-minute recess.
Great. Is it agreement?
Second.
Great. Let's recess. 10 minutes. reconvene.
That side is gone. The whole side, right hand side is gone. The side of the devil. The side is gone. The employees are on this side. I'm gonna have to start.
Let's reconvene. I understand in one public comment, there was confusion around which number item it was supposed to be addressing. I know there was confusion around that, but we did allow people to speak.
Yeah, just for to add to it, it looks like the item was written as E7 and the individual had an opportunity to speak on that item, which was public comment on non-agenda items. That individual did speak on that item, but now is saying that this item actually was meant for I7 and not E7.
So Trustee Liu, in the original writing of the comment card, it was for E7, and the individual was called up during E7, and the individual did speak during
Correct.
E7, is that correct?
Correct.
And it was after the board meeting that he attempted to change it to I7?
So as I've been told, he said that it actually was meant for I7 and not E7.
Okay, and if that change happened after the start of the board meeting, that would violate our bylaws.
Yes, that would. We can give them an opportunity to speak on item I7 if my board colleagues would agree to that.
Sure, I will, in the interest of preventing any confusion, I'll make a motion to allow a comment on this item to ensure that there is no confusion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Student trustee,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, public comment on item I7, the individual wearing the blue 42 shirt. The individual wearing the blue 42 shirt. It looks like they are not addressing the podium.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. We'll move the agenda. Thank you very much for that. We will move the agenda.
May I just make a comment that Trustee Liu has done a terrific job as clerk in managing these often difficult comments to hear, and certainly appreciate your mannerism in how you carried out your duties as a clerk.
Thank you, Trustee
So
Chen.
Trustee Aragon has some big shoes to fill in this regard.
Well, I'll second that and say he's being a great role model, so I'm learning much.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is K1, approve additions, modifications, and deletions to the credit and non-credit curriculum.
So moved? Is that what you need?
Second?
Moved and seconded. We will.
Couldn't you ask for discussion on this? I just have one question in regards to our legal assistant paralegal program. Maybe I can ask Dr. Ramirez about that. What in particular is actually changing? Is it just, because I read through it and I was trying to find,
They're likely just updating their courses. I could look at it really quick, but it's usually updates, the paralegal studies program.
yeah, you don't have your mic close to you. Thank you.
Yeah, they're looking at updating their courses. That's really what it was. It was an update.
So it's just an update, right? And it's still ABA approved and all that
Yes,
good
it's still
stuff?
ABA approved.
Okay, that's the only question. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Let's vote. Student trustee,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to information items. Superintendent President's report.
Well, good evening, and here we are at our last board meeting of the year. Students are taking finals, the semester is drawing to a close, and pretty soon the year will be over. And we're going to hear the strains of Auld Lang Syne as we say goodbye to 2025, and what a year it has been. This time around, when you listen to that song, I hope you'll think about PCC and all that we've accomplished this year. The song is ultimately a song about friendship, kindness, and remembering, and it sums up how we, the PCC community, responded to the events of 2025. It's pretty amazing that a Scottish song written centuries ago can transcend time and still be relevant in the 21st century? Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? In 2025, we chose to show kindness and true friendship, neighborliness and community in the face of terrible wildfires, ICE raids and deportations, and fear. When we look back on this year, we can remember how PCC showed up with new levels of institutional and personal fortitude, clarity of purpose, strength, and resolve. This year, the PCC community did not forget our faculty, our staff, and our neighbors who lost so much during the wildfires, or those neighbors impacted by ICE actions. PCC chose to remember our commitment to our students, faculty, staff, and the neighbors we serve. We chose to be a light during a dark chapter in our region's history. In the aftermath of the fires, for example, we have already provided more than $1 million to support our students, staff, and faculty who were directly impacted by the fires. This year, we'll remember how we served, and we'll also remember that PCC continued to achieve. In fact, just this week, we learned of a new honor. I'm proud to announce that PCC has been designated a Black serving institution by the state of California. This designation is a formal recognition for colleges and universities that excel in supporting Black students, institutions that have demonstrated a commitment to Black student success. That's PCC. And I want to thank Dr. Carrie Bolin and her team who led the effort to receive this designation. Let's give her a big. And also to the members of the BSI Collective for their integral part in this work. PCC will continue to support our Black students and live up to this honor and this important designation. I'm also happy to share that PCC has once again been ranked #1 in California as best for vets among community colleges by Military Times for 2025. This marks the 13th consecutive year PCC has earned the top spot, a testament to our unwavering commitment to serving military-connected students, veterans, and their families with excellence, compassion, and meaningful support. And of course, we continue to lead the state in transfers to the CSU and UC. We are continuing to reduce equity gaps and prepare students to complete certificates and degrees that lead to careers. In a year of unforgettable events, this is all worth remembering. And also, because this is his last board meeting as president, and we're transitioning in leadership, I'd also like to take some time to thank our previous board president, Alton Wong. I want to say how proud we are of everything you've accomplished during your term as board president. Watching you lead has been inspiring, not just because of the barriers you broke, but because of the heart and integrity you brought to every decision. You pushed for all of us in the PCC community in ways that weren't always easy, but always necessary. You raised expectations, challenged the status quo, and helped make PCC a place where more people can truly thrive. We are stronger because you refused to settle for anything less. As your colleagues and friends, we've seen the dedication, long hours, and personal commitment behind your leadership. We are grateful to continue serving alongside you on this board. Congratulations on completing this chapter, and thank you for everything that you've given.
Thank you. Thank you.
And tonight, we welcome our new president, Dr. Steve Gibson, who, in addition to all of his accomplishments, is also a PCC graduate. And we're very proud of him and his commitment to educational equity and student success. He's already made a profound impact on this board, and now, as president, his leadership will help guide our college towards even greater heights. We are grateful for your service and excited for the journey ahead. Finally, as we prepare to say goodbye to 2025, we look forward to hope, to the new year and more achievements, more friendship and more kindness. May your holidays and new year be filled with great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gomez. We'll go to announcements by shared governance representatives and board members. Let's start with the student AS students.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to report that the associated students have had a successful past few weeks and overall first semester. On November 13th, we had our Rags to Riches speaker event where students learned about financial resources such as scholarships, loans, and financial aid to pay for college. To further the note of resource accessibility, we had a tremendously successful Foothill Resource Fair on November 19th where over 200 students over at the Foothill campus learned about resources from 22 of our PCC departments, programs, and clubs. We had a slew of holiday events in preparation for the break, including our gift box wrap-a-thon, where students reused old supplies to create gift boxes to take home, and our movie night, where students gathered in community and watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas with food and drinks. Lastly, throughout this week, we've been holding Finals Relaxation Week, where students can partake in activities like painting, creating buttons, playing carnival games, and overall relaxing from the last-minute stress of finals. Overall, I am proud to report that in our first semester, we have held a total of 18 events with a combined attendance of about 1,400. I would like to share acknowledgement and thanks to the Associated Students Executive Board for their continuous hard work throughout the semester for, on top of their numerous responsibilities outside of AS, serving our student body and community. I've watched these people literally live in our office, hunched over their desks, working on homework, college apps, and of course their AS responsibilities, and despite it all, overcoming every obstacle that came their way. I am beyond grateful for their dedication and passion, and we look forward to continuing the work in the winter and spring. Thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you very much. We'll now hear from classified.
Thank you. Classified Senate would like to use our time today to recognize and thank the classified professionals who will be departing the college. We're grateful for their dedicated years of service to our students in this institution. Their contributions have helped shape the campus we know today, and we deeply appreciate their impact they've made. To the classified who continue to serve, we want to acknowledge their unwavering professionalism, commitment, and resilience to keep our campus running smoothly. Your work matters, and thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear from Management Association.
Good evening, everyone. We've made it to the end of the fall semester, and I am in awe of the efforts our management team has made this semester. I want to sincerely thank all managers for the incredible work they put into supporting campus operations. I know that none of it was easy. Thank you, and we are so proud of all that you have accomplished. I hope that you get well-deserved rest during the upcoming break. On behalf of the MA Board, I want to extend congratulations and gratitude to all the folks across all roles who will be retiring this academic year, including 7 managers. Thank you so much for your service to the college and all that you've poured into PCC. Your work has set the foundation for us all and has been deeply appreciated. I'd like to conclude with an announcement. Since Management Association has shifted its role from participating in bargaining to being solely a shared governance group for all managers on campus, we have decided to change our name. We brainstormed new names during our November 7th general meeting and then voted through email. Managers chose the name Management Advisory Council, or MAC. We are excited for this new name, and then in the new year, we'll be working on updating our management handbook and documents across campus. This concludes our report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear from Academic Senate.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to report that the Academic Senate Executive Committee has been meeting monthly with President Gomez and others at CAPM meetings, which have been quite productive and allowed for faculty to express our needs and concerns. We have focused primarily on the professional development needs of faculty, as well as other issues that matter to faculty and impact students. We finished out the semester in November, and we will begin the spring semester by focusing on the new accessibility and DE requirements. We especially would like to spread the word on faculty mentorships that will be offered to help faculty improve their online courses. We wish everyone a safe and happy winter break and look forward to seeing you in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear from trustees, beginning with the student trustee.
Thank you. Before I start, I just want to congratulate all the trustees with new positions on the board. I'm looking forward to continuing working with you all in your new positions. I also just want to express my gratitude towards Trustee Wong, who has literally been the best board president I could have ever asked for. He's incredibly kind, and he's been approachable from the very start of my term. He's reassured me in this role and answered the millions of questions that I've had for him. Just to be clear, I'm going to continue pestering him for advice all the time. But I really want to recognize the kindness that he's shown me as board president and continues to show all students in his advocacy for them. Okay, now to my report. This month I was pleased to attend the CCLC annual convention along with some of the trustees. I was able to learn plenty about California community colleges by attending different speaker sessions. My favorite one was definitely the one facilitated by Trustee Silver and Ms. Crystal Cole-Ross on data fluency. It was very insightful. Thank you. And then I also attended the Child Development Center Family Feast and got to serve families their meals. I'm really grateful to have been a part of that, so thank you very much. I also met with Assembly Member John Harabidian a couple weeks ago with the ASPCC External Affairs Committee. We spoke to him regarding student concerns, mainly financial aid and work opportunities, but we're looking forward to connecting with him further in the future and continuing our efforts in advocacy for students. Speaking of advocacy for students, there was an incident last week on campus that I feel needs to be addressed. There was an area near the library where some free speech tablers were sitting. Ironic, given they've probably never walked into a library where they were sitting. These individuals were supporters of bigoted ideologies, xenophobia, and homophobia, which have no place on this campus. I understand that everyone has free speech and may express themselves as they desire, but I want to remind students that you have the option of not engaging with such people. As students, you have the power to advocate and speak up for what you believe in, and I urge you to consider who you are, who your peers are, and what community you belong to before engaging with the rhetoric of these individuals. I promise you they don't seek to debate or engage with you civically. They only seek to make a spectacle on a college campus to build a following, and PCC is much stronger than that. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Kwong?
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Trustee Aragon?
Okay, first off, I want to wish all the students who are taking finals all the best and hydrate. I want to again thank Trustee Wong for his leadership. He's been a great role model, and I really appreciate your time and allowing us to speak on some topics and always giving us that chance. So thank you, and congratulations to my two colleagues who will be President and Vice President. And I'd like to thank my colleagues for trusting me to be the board clerk. I'll definitely work on handling those public comments. I really look forward to that. I was able to attend World's AIDS Day. It was the first time that they held it on campus, so thank you to the staff and students who put a great presentation together. The students did a really wonderful job and the staff, so please thank them on my behalf. I also attended the CCLC conference with the students. It was good to see a group of our PCC student leaders there and to sit and have lunch with them, and I was happy to see you there. I hope that happens again. I attended the Sexton dedication and scholarship It was a wonderful event. Section looks great. I look forward to some more awesome activities happening there. Happy holidays to everyone, and be safe.
Thank you. Trustee Chen Lao.
Thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations, Board President Gibson, for your new position on the board. I know that we have a great confidence in your leadership and in your thoughtful partnership with all the colleagues on the board. And I'm just delighted to see you continue to thrive in your leadership position here on the board. And of course, thank you to former board president Alton Wang. You mentioned that you were the youngest board president, and I think that you will continue to break barriers and break ceilings, glass, bamboo, whatever that is. And I can't wait to see what unfolds in your future on this board and ongoing as well. So thank you. I do want to also recognize my former debate coach, Mark Whitwood, who is retiring at the end of this academic year. I was at Rio Hondo College when Mark was the debate coach, and it's so serendipitous that we meet back together here at PCC, and I like to thank him for his decades of service to PCC and to community colleges in general. On a final note, recently, a physicist in the University of Tokyo discovered what he thinks is dark matter. We know that the universe, there's only 5% of what's visible matter. And what's at work on the 95% is what's unseen. But we know that there's a relationship there that makes galaxies work. And you may be wondering where I'm going with this. As we end the year in 2025, I like for us to acknowledge that there's invisible folks here on campus who are making the campus work. They are not names that we know, and we may not know who they are, but I know that there are hundreds of employees who are doing the work day in and day out without being recognized or being acknowledged. And I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge them because they're the ones that make this campus work, as well as with many of the students and their families who come and who trust us in educating them, and their families trust us in educating their children here. And we don't know who they are as well, but we know that they trust us here. So as we head into 2026, I'd like to give some thanks and gratitude for all the invisible forces that are out there doing good that may often get not recognized. So thank you and have a happy holidays.
Thank you. Trustee Wong.
No report, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Silver.
Yeah, also attended the Community College League of California's conference. We had PCC was well represented, and was delighted the executive director of our Office of Institutional Effectiveness, Crystal Colross, and I presented a session about PCC's really unique and groundbreaking data trek program we have here at PCC. The audience was engaged, and many other trustees want to bring our program to their campus. And so thank you, Crystal, for putting together just an awesome session. She did all the work.
What were your Admiral?
Admiral Silver. Crystal, what were you? The Data Illuminator. Yes, yes. Live long and prosper. Let's see. You got me all thrown off. We heard from Chancellor Sonia Christian at the conference. She is an awesome speaker. If you ever get an opportunity to hear her, she talked to the conference about the progress being made on Vision 2030. And our California community colleges remain steadfast and strong in implementing this vision because it leads to student success. And the three goals in Vision 2030 are equity and access, equity in success, and equity in support. And I think this college embodies those three goals, and that is one reason why we are so successful with our students. So may we continue. There are many festive events at this time of year. Some that I went to was the campus-wide holiday party right here in Creveling Lounge. Armene and Lizette, I believe, decorated, and I'm so glad they left many of the decorations up that we enjoyed, and there was a student band over there in that corner and delicious food, and it was just a really nice way to connect. On Friday, we had the PCC Foundation Scholarship Award ceremony, and Chloe, our student leader here, won the Marquee Scholarship. Congratulations on that. Yes. And then last night, I was back on campus, but over at Westerbeck Hall, where the foundation reignited the Hometown Legends events that they had previously. And we heard a fascinating and very entertaining talk by the Pasadena Symphony and Pop's conductor, Larry Blank. And we enjoyed that. So thank you to all. Happy holidays. Enjoy whatever holiday you do observe, or just relax a little bit over the few weeks to come. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee. I want to also give thanks, like many of my colleagues did. I want to thank my colleagues for trusting me to assume this position. I want to thank the hard work that's gone on this campus over the past year. The faculty, staff, administration, all the shared governance groups, the students have really performed under difficult conditions this year, and I really want to give thanks to everyone. I want to thank our past president, Alton, for excellent leadership in the past year. So thanks all around for the great work that's gone on. It was wonderful to participate in the scholarship awards from PCC Foundation, which awarded more than $300,000 in scholarships during that ceremony to 177 students who received those scholarships. I want to point up give notice about the Lancer Care program. Since January, Lancer Care has distributed more than $400,000 in grants supporting students as they navigate challenges related to housing and survival. So it's a great program along with Lancer Pantry that's continuing. I was able to attend the Festival of the Village at Muir this past month. It was a great celebration for the neighborhood, and many of the people who had gone through the fires in Eaton Canyon attended there, participated, had booths. It was a great coming together of the community. I was sad to learn this week that a longtime acquaintance of mine, Jubilant Sykes, died on Monday in Santa Monica. We grew up together in Santa Monica, and he was an amazing opera singer and singer of spirituals. He performed with the Christopher Parkening and appeared at venues like Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, the Apollo Theater, Hollywood Bowl, New Orleans Jazz Festival. In 1990, he performed at the Metropolitan Opera as Jake in Porgy and Bess. In 2009, he was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Classical Album. And at the time of his death, he was an artistic advisor for Orchestra Santa Monica. So I just want to mention his passing this week in Santa Monica, a longtime acquaintance of mine. Last thing I'll mention is recovery in Altadena. There are many people who are struggling and trying to find the resources to help them recover, to help them return, to help them build again. And LA County is offering many different resources, from rent assistance to mortgage relief, home building plans, pre-approved plans. There's a multitude of different services and resources that are on offer. And one location to find it is through the county to find access to these different resources. So at recovery.lacounty.gov/resources, all these different resources can be found. So I want to put that out to anyone in the community who needs it. So that concludes my report. Thank you very much. Proposed future board business meeting dates.
Wait, no, sorry, Trustee Gibson. I think we missed Trustee Liu. Sorry.
It's okay. We can also skip me. I
Trustee Liu.
I have spoken enough at this meeting, I think, so it wouldn't have been bad if we skipped me. But I'll keep this brief because I know I'm keeping all of y'all for an adjournment. I'll just echo my colleagues again in congratulating Trustee Wong for a wonderful tenure as board chair. I've had the honor and privilege of knowing you since we were both in high school. If any of you want to see a photo of us in high school, hit me up after this meeting. But I have been so impressed by the leader and individual that you've become. And I've been so grateful to be able to be your friend and your colleague this past year. And I hope you enjoy a long rest now that your tenure is over. And I also want to congratulate Dr. Gibson as well. I think you embody what a leader should be, even during the aftermath of the fires when you yourself were dealing with loss. You were a pillar in the community, and I can't wait to see the leader you'll become. And Trustee Aragon, I can't wait to see you as clerk. I am going to figuratively or literally pass on the light system to you. And I am sad to no longer.
Your time is up.
I think I got to stop. But yeah, thank you for more time. I'll just say two quick thank yous. One for the PETA Student Leadership Program. Thank you to Linda Lam, Quay Deng, and Carrie Bolin for inviting me and Trustee Wong to speak to some of the students. It was a wonderful opportunity. And thank you to the South Pasadena Rotary Club President Betty Bowie for inviting me to speak to some of the students about my experience going to community college at PCC. And lastly, thank you to the PCC Foundation for running a great scholarship ceremony. I regretfully did not dress in a Western theme, but I know next time I can borrow a cowboy hat from Trustee Aragon. And that we'll just wish everyone a happy new year and a happy holiday season. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Proposed future board business meeting dates. Any questions?
Yeah.
Proposed future agenda items. Okay. Do we have a movement to adjourn?
Second.
All right, we are adjourned.